Give me a second. Hold on, hold on. Hello Light Yagami, hello the freaking things, hello Valencia Benedict, hello COD Mobile, hello Gabe, hello Gur, hello Ria, hello Siege, hello Music Playlist DJ, hello Code, hello Zytex. Yeah, anyways guys, what I'm planning to do is for the second channel, aside from the ranked gameplay and stuff, I'll leave that for the main channel. What I'm planning to do with the second channel is more of a coaching session in a way. So like it won't be rank, I'll probably like do it in pub match, but I'll be basically showing you guys how to improve in certain aspects. So let's start with SMG. So like I'm going to teach you guys how to properly use the SMG. Hello Cheryl, hello Hanson, COD Mobile, hello Dika, hello Sanaya, hello Ria, hello Govinda, hello Riri, hello Siege, hello Ver69. Anyway, so first I want to do SMG for today. So it's gonna be weird doing live tutorial. I mean I did coach before, but still feels weird doing it live. So let's go to standoff. So like standoff is a really good map to practice SMG, like in pub match. Hello Sanaya, hello Sirius. Anyway, so there's a few things that an SMG player has to keep in mind, because if you're just a casual player and you're not trying to go like to pro league or anything, like you don't need to learn the zigzags and stuff. So I'll just teach you guys the basics of how to get more kills with an SMG and win more gunfights for a beginner level. Tips for respawn sniping, yeah, I'll do that probably after the SMG. It's a little easier to discuss how to use the like snipers in the respawns. It's mostly just aim and low movement. But yeah, I'll show you guys first the SMG. So first you have to be using, of course, what's viable for SMG. So what's viable for SMG today is, I mean in this season 10, it would be the QQ9. The Fennec, if you're very good at controlling recoil and you will like getting really up close. But in terms of being versatile, QQ9 and MX9 and PP19 is the best. So like first thing you're gonna want to do is you're going to want to figure out the rotation. So there's a few rotations that you can take in standoff. So first is back alley. So here's the first thing that you guys need to do is pre-aim. You guys need to be pre-aiming and pre-firing a lot with an SMG. So like normally players would rush like this. They would rush just like this. Like they'll start aiming once they see the enemy. Now it's not always wrong. So what you should do is you should be pre-firing and pre-aiming. So first, let's say your crosshair placement. Let's say you're going around the corner. Always pre-aim before going around the corner, not after you go around the corner. Do it before. So let's say normally people do this, okay, and then like that. That's wrong. What you should be doing is pre-aiming before you even peek the corner. So let's say going around this corner, pre-aiming, pre-aiming,
get down, sniper,
pre-aiming. So once you get used to the pre-aiming without the movement first, once you get used to the, give me a second. Yeah, once you get used to the normal pre-aiming, just hard scoping around corners. Once you get used to this, you can start adding movement. So the movement you would do is normally there's a peeker's advantage. There's a such thing as a peeker's advantage. So there's like a 0.50 millisecond where you can see the enemy and they can't see you quite yet. So what you're gonna do is first you're gonna slide and peek. So you're gonna do this at the perfect timing. So normally what players mistakenly do, oh, it just refreshed. Hold on. Let me pin this. Yeah, because YouTube has a problem.
Targets in sight.
Anyways, let's wait for like more people to come here. Anyway, so normally, what people mistakenly do is that they slide and then aim late. So they do this, which is wrong. What they should be doing is as soon as you tap the slide button, you press the scope button as well. So, like this. So proper way. Like you have to time it as fast as possible. So let's say like this, okay? This will increase your chances of winning your gunfights. Not only do you have the features advantage, but you also have the what do you call this?
Sniper.
The advantage in terms of the ADS speed. So of course, if you're hard scoping, you won't need to worry about the ADS speed because you're already aiming down your sight.
Sniper. Enemy down. Get down. Sniper.
We need firing range, LMG, SR wallbangs and stuff.
Sniper.
Yeah, I'll get to that like in a
Get down.
minute.
Sniper.
First, I want to
Changing
teach you
mag.
guys how to
Cover me.
SMG properly. So yeah, the first tip that I'm gonna make you guys have to do is first, if you get used to pre-aiming your corners before, so pre-aim before exiting
Pistol down.
instead of exiting and then pre-aiming.
Sniper.
Okay, and then next thing you do, why not MX9? Because it's a bit harder
Enemy
to control
contact.
the recoil. If you're talking about like a beginner level or a casual player, the QQ9 is one of your best options because first, it doesn't have high recoil, and secondly, it's a very versatile SMG, which means it's good for short, long, and mid range. What's the SMG right now? So the meta SMG right now is either the QQ9 or the MX9. The MX9 is still really good. Okay, so yeah, I heard the Razorback's decent, but compared to the QQ9, it's just much more viable. So yeah, there's no commands here yet. So if you guys want attachments, I can just show them to you guys later on. So let's say, for example, let's go practice versus AI, and then go to crash. No, let's just stick to core then standoff, because standoff is one of the best maps for SMG. Like if you know how to properly pre-aim and stuff. Let's see. Can we use red dot on the QQ9? Yeah, you can. You can switch out the OWC laser tactical for red dot. That's what I often do as well. Okay, so let's go practice versus AI, and then let's just pick Nuketown. Nuketown's a good SMG map. Save this stream because I want to watch it later. Sure, I'll do that. Hello, Caesar. Anyways, so yeah, the first thing is pre-aim before turning corners instead of after corners. That's the first thing you need to keep in mind. Okay, so 1. Okay, remember, keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. Correct. Wrong. Okay, and the next thing you know is the strafing. All you need to do is move your joystick left and right. So left and right. Spam it left and right. If you have a very difficult time aiming, like aiming straight, just
Enemy
left and right. Left and right. It will make the SMG much more of a laser than it normally is. So let's say,
Contact with enemy.
and then the next thing you need to keep in mind, so there's strafing, pre-aim before turning corners, and then the third thing you need to keep in mind is pre-firing. So pre-firing, like combining it with the pre-aiming. So let's say you expect someone to go on this corner on the right. All you have to do is pre-aim, shoot.
Enemy in sight.
So you shoot before you even see the enemy. There, and that way, you get the first damage off the enemy. Well, I need to die. Kill me, bot. Bot, kill me. I'll do it myself. Oh, dang it. Hold on. I messed up. Bots, kill me. Kill me, bots. Oh my god. These guys have worse aim than my teammates in rank. Will you save the stream later? Yeah, I probably will. Because I want people to like, be able to review it on their own time. Anyways, So first is pre-aiming, second is pre-firing plus pre-aiming before you exit a corner, and then the third one is strafing, and then the fourth one is really just your crosshair placement and rotation. So normally, let's say in Nuketown, there's two ways you can rush as... No, there's three ways you can rush as an SMG. First is to pre-aim this corner, and then use this as a head glitch. Use car as a head glitch, and then as soon as you move up from the next head glitch, you start rotating up to... You can start pushing up, use this small, like a bush as a head glitch. And then you can rush up and then pull back. Then the second rotation that you could take is from the left side. So the second rotation would be from base, you go all the way here. So you zigzag or you go stick to this wall so that the enemies have a... So you have a higher chance of being able to run into cover if an enemy starts firing at you. And then after this, you can just run straight to the truck here in middle and then use it as cover. Then once you got a few kills, you can start to move up slowly and then use the next car as a head glitch. And then you can start spawn trapping people, just head glitch here. And then the third one would just be a straight up Russian mid. So the straight up Russian mid, it's a really risky strategy unless you clear the area on your right first and then you head glitch here. Then you can just clear all three sides. 1, 2, and then once you just cleared it, you can just like roam around here in this bit by yellow bus and truck. Then you can just come back. Then you just combine all those three strategies in order to be a better SMG player. The next is aim. How do you practice your aim? So you already know that how you should pre-aim before exiting a corner. You should already know you can also add the pre-fire if you're 100% sure there's going to be an enemy around the corner. And then there's the strafing, of course. And then there's the crosshair placement and the rotation. So rotation, you have to identify all the short range areas. So you should avoid rushing through the open areas. Let's say if crossfire, if you run through mid, that's obviously you're dead. But if you cross by corner building into A building or from B site to shop area, that will be a good place for you to just roam around back and forth. Is QXR good? No, its damage is a bit too low. I would rather increase, if you want like something better than the QXR but same vibe, you can always go for a Fennec because it's more of a close range weapon. But a versatile SMG right now is either PP19 or the QQ9 and MX9. Those are the three viables right now. But PP19 is a bit bad on the close range area. That's why you should focus more on versatility, which is where MX9 and QQ9 would be most efficient in short to medium ranges. So for aim, what I do for aim training for SMGs, so I pre-aim, I pre-fire in shipment continuously in hardpoint, or I go to practice mode, training mode. So in training mode, what I do is I don't aim for the further targets. I'm sort of getting used to training myself to only engage fights from maximum of like 20 meters. So let's say 20 meters. This is 20 meters. There you go. So you only hit these 4 targets. So that's your training. So you pre-aim, pre-fire, then you target transition, and then your goal is in, let's say for the QQ9, its maximum targets per mag is 4. So you aim for 4 targets in a row. So 2, 3, 4. So like once you get 4 targets in a row continuously, that's how you know you're pretty decent with the SMG. If you mess up and only get like 2 or 3, if you, let's say you only get like 2, 3 targets at most and you don't get the 4th one, that means you're either flicking too little or you're reacting too slow. So you need to increase your reaction time. So a way you can increase your reaction time is trying to minimize the amount of bullets there are from one target to the next. So like my goal is to like only miss like at least 3 shots in my mag. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. So So I only missed like a very minimal shot. So I just do that again and again and again until like I get a feel of it. And then the next thing I like to do is the tracking. So normally what I do is just I track this by movement speed. So as you can tell, the walking ADS speed is the same as this target right here. So all you have to do is when you're ADS, try tracking this. This is how you track with an SMG properly. So if they slide out, you can also track it a little bit faster. You aim ahead of it. So if you want to practice like slide, just aim for the middle. So mid. So often, like let's say the enemy that slides around the corner, you can react fast enough. Like practice like as if you have aimbot. And then just flip back to the middle to fix your crosshair placement. Give OBJ tips. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to OBJ properly. I was personally the OBJ main in tournaments always, so I would always have like a lot of good tips for SMG players in response. So if you're an OBJ player, the first thing you're gonna need to do, of course, is have a trophy system. But before you have a trophy system, you need to memorize the spawns, and also be aware of where all the enemies are. Because if you're guarding one angle and all the enemies are coming from behind, it's pointless. You're gonna die. So you need to increase your chances of living in that hard point by checking and memorizing or identifying where your enemies are. My KD dropped by 1.5 in one match. KD does not matter. If you're the type of guy who's worried about your KD, your accuracy, you're just not gonna improve. Because you're focusing on something that's completely meaningless. I have like below 2 KD and it doesn't matter. So yeah, let's recap. First is pre-aiming before checking corners instead of after corners. Second would be pre-firing plus the previous tip. The third one would be strafing. Continuously strafing would always help you track your enemies much better and laser them from further ranges. And what else did I miss? You're practicing your aim in pub match and aim training in private. My win rate is pretty good though. Yeah, win rates and stuff doesn't matter. For me in rank, what matters to me is not the points, whether I win or lose, it's whether I gain something from it. So let's say I lost, I want to learn why I lost. Did I overrush? Did I overextend and stuff? What is strafing? It's the moving side to side while ADS. So you're aiming down your scope and moving side to side continuously on your left joystick. You on Garena right now? Yeah. Yeah, bot frag doesn't matter. What matters is if you learn something from your mistakes. Anyways, let's go back to, let's say, rotations for what's a good map that people struggle on. What maps do you guys struggle on as an SMG main? Come on, put it in the comment. What map is your worst map as an SMG main? How are you so positive always? I like to keep that mindset and think that it would affect other people as well, you know? So I'm positive, you're positive, we're all gonna be happy. Crash. I see. Standoff, Crash, Crossfire, the big maps. Makes sense. Okay, so let's talk about Crash. Let's see if there's bots, AI versus in Crash. Yeah, there is. So in Crash, there's a lot of difficult ways that an SMG could succeed. It's gonna be really difficult I have to say, it's gonna be really difficult for an SMG guy to win in Crash. It's more of a sniper and like a shotgun main if you know how to use it properly. But I'll show you guys how to win with an SMG. So for S&D, you're gonna have to stick to A building, because if you're gonna be in mid, if you're gonna be camping here in mid, so we're talking about beginner strategy or mid-tier people, so you guys aren't super effective with rushing yet and don't memorize smoke angles and such. So the angles that you're gonna have to do first is, of course, you're gonna rush A building, and then you're gonna head glitch here, wait for, because if you head glitch right here, a shotgun player can easily overrun you, or a peeker's advantage player that slide peeks you will win. So that's why you should aim like all the way back here first. Wait for anyone to enter, take some damage. It doesn't matter if you get the kill. What matters is you damage the enemy just slightly. And then after that, the next thing you need to keep in mind is this jump up. So often, there's gonna be one player from this jump up. So what you're gonna do is first you're gonna clear A, bottom floor. Once you don't see anyone, you can start moving up. Do
Enemy
not
in
go
sight.
here. This is a dead zone. What you do is you go up, and then you ADS down here. You can jump up on this railing if you want, just to have a better view. So if anyone rushes up here, they're dead. And the next thing you want to do is go all the way either to third floor and then use this as head glitch. If you're being rushed by an SMG, I mean an SG player, your best bet would be either to hug this small refrigerator and have a head glitch rather than being in the open. Or you could always back away and wait for backup with your teammates. But in general, the two locations you're gonna want to be in is either head glitch here
Contact with
or
enemy.
head glitch on top.
Get
So
down.
those are the
Sniper.
rotations for Crash. And then if you're an aggressive SMG player, there's a few ways that you could rush from A side. So first one would be clearing this and then putting your crosshair placement right here. Because if enemies are crossing, you can possibly take them out before they reach trash can, because that's the danger zone. If you're going to be hyper aggressive, what you can do is go up to second floor and then directly rush slide. So instead of just jumping down, what you do is you slide, because sliding will increase your velocity in a way.
Enemy down.
So let's say for
Reloading.
example right here, instead of jumping like this, wherein you're very exposed and very easy target to be taken out while rushing, what you can do
Sniper.
is slide. So you slide. See how much faster you drop down? So all you have to do is when you're rushing, go straight to second floor,
Targets in sight.
clear the area, keep your crosshair
Contact
placement
with
around
enemy.
here first before you jump down so that you know where the enemies are, and then you flick right here, because this is the most common area, there or green car.
Sniper.
So you have to keep in mind those head glitches. So let's say for example one fast run
Targets in
would look
sight.
something like this, like clearing the entire backside area, and then you're moving up to yellow building and so on. But the second thing you should do,
Get down. Sniper.
keep in mind, is you should not go mid.
Sniper.
If you are going mid, make sure that you have a smoke. So if you want to rush from mid, what you can do is smoke right here and then rotate. So once this area is smoked, you can start to rush up here and go for a backstab at anyone by trash can, green car, or by head glitch by aircon. So, but that's already a really
Targets in
difficult
sight.
trick to do.
Sniper.
If you're a beginner and you don't have the pro player aim yet, you should just stick to the A side building. Avoid this general area. Avoid going from long B. So A side's the only area where you should be standing by. Okay, then for attacking, let's talk about attacking side. Let's say you're going to plant the bomb. What are your
Contact
routes?
with enemy in sight. Reloading.
So in attacking side, there's a few ways that you can go about.
Changing
So
mag.
the first thing that I would highly suggest, instead of contesting A side where it's too risky, let's say you rush into A side directly here, you're often going to be concussed, grenaded, molotov, thermited. So what you can do is go up here, just climb up, check here, and if you don't get anyone, I don't really suggest jumping up here and rushing from here, because it's often a very common angle that enemies hold.
Enemy contact.
So what you could do instead is either jump up there and then get a few kills and then back away, and then you can go mid and then just throw a smoke right here.
Grenade.
So when this area is smoked, you can just rush to blue house. So let me show you guys what I mean. Why are you live right now? I just wanted to teach people how to properly use the SMG. I see a lot of people struggling in rank, so I kind of want to teach them how it would supposed to be like. So let's say for example I'm rushing from base over here. I want to go from mid. So what I do is I hide by this
Targets in
alleyway,
sight.
smoke right here. In this general area, it doesn't have to be a specific smoke. It will smoke the entire front of blue house, and then you can rush directly either into blue house, clear the head glitches, and then go straight to B side, and then go for the fast plant and this head glitch by bomb, and then you can just either play by this wall or play by this small blue aircon right here. Okay, so that's one route. The second route is you can also rush mid Same thing, you smoke here in this general area, and then instead of clearing shop, you can go all the way and backstab in A site, where often you'll see players either by this corner, or by stairs right here. So you can go for a fast backstab from the people in A site. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once you got your kills, you can do the usual strategy: head glitch in second floor first, and then you can go to third floor and head glitch by this area if they're going to be SG rushes and such. So yeah. If you're hyper aggressive and you can tell that let's say you concussed this area and you managed to get someone concussed, so you rush naded, rush concussed this area, and you got 1 or 2 players, you can jump up here, get your kills, back out, and then go for a fast rotate to third floor. Do not stop at second floor, because second floor is horrible for SMGs. 1, you can be sniped from all 3 angles here. 2, you can be rushed easily and head glitched by an enemy right here. So what you're gonna do is, as soon as you kill your enemies by first floor, you rush directly into third floor, and then you can play for let's say if enemies chasing you, you can just wait here and hard scope them, or if they're chasing you, you hear their footsteps you saw somebody by window, you can just jump up here and take them out, whoever's trying to camp second floor. Yeah, so there's a lot of ways that you can approach Crash, but the most important thing about Crash is having smoke for an SMG player. If you don't have smoke and you're in Crash, it's a really difficult situation to be in. What you call it, first floor or ground floor? I call it first floor. When will the Tyrant announce the 50 submissions? Hopefully by the end of the weekend. You could add trip mines to stairs to be safe. Yeah, you could. If you're one of those players that like to play passive in third floor, a trip mine rather than a thermite. If you don't know any grenade angles, a trip mine would be very useful for you. So let's say your teammates have cleared inside A. The only time that I suggest you would rush inside A is if your teammates already have, like, let's say you have 2 SG mains in your team and manage to clear this general area. That's the only time that I would suggest you guys rush to third floor directly from A side. So what you could do is, let's say you're not very aggressive, not very keen on being the aggressive player. What you can do first is head glitch by the trash can right here. Wait for your teammate to do the work. Just support them a little bit. So let's say your teammates are rushing inside A. You can just support them by going up here, checking if anyone's by second floor, check if anyone's by backside over here, and then once they've cleared out the building for you, you can just simply rush directly to third floor, and then assume your previous positioning, wait for bomb plant, wait for bomb defuse, and so on. And then what you can do, what I always do, is if I'm an SMG player or a shotgun player and I hear the enemy defusing, what I like to do is I like to jump down here. Hold on. So it takes a few tries to be able to master it, but what you basically have to do is go on this ledge, aim for this ledge over here. So you jump down, and then you can catch an enemy off guard here. So if they're planting bomb, let's say you plant the bomb for around this area, they're gonna try and defuse, and they're gonna come from right over here. Like, it's the least expected pattern that you could do. Okay, next is Crossfire. So Crossfire, I'll show you. On offense, I trophy 3 stack a lot and hold at green car. You could do that on offense. Just hold green car, throw your trophy down, just camp there for a second, wait for your teammates to go on the aggress. Bro, you have a pay to win skin on QQ9 still red dot. Why? Because people want to have my QQ9 red dot. They want to see my red dot attachments with the QQ9. So yeah, instead of saying that I have a pay to win site and stuff, I want to show that you don't need a pay to win site to be able to win more gunfights. At the end of the day, it's just a site. It's all still depends on the aim. All on the aim. So let's say for Crossfire. Crossfire is a very difficult map for an SMG player. If you, like I said, if you do not have smoke, you really need smoke as an SMG player if you want to go on the aggressive and make the most out of your SMG. Does Zeke reply? I do reply. Let's 1v1 SMG next time. Yeah, sure, no problem. Will you ever play private with subscribers? I used to do it a lot, but I realized that the subscribers would be just using it for content and such, and I wanted to do it more for just the fun of it, but people are taking it a bit too seriously, so that's why I don't do as much customs as I used to. Okay, so for Crossfire, of course, if you're an SMG main, there's a few options
Enemy
you can take.
contact.
You can either first
Enemy in sight.
go rush into B directly,
Contact with enemy.
and then fast plant, just carry a smoke, plant the bomb, and then you could just wait here and bus.
Target
So you
in
can wait
sight.
for a defuse and bus, or you could also glitch by this small countertop. So this is just waiting for the enemy, because this countertop is one of the best angles to hold for an SMG player in S&D. Because if you go here by this angle, it's too common, and if you go here, it's also this one's wall bangable, but this one is really difficult to wall bang and grenade. So another thing you could do is you could rush directly. So let's say your teammates smoke this area. The enemy's attention will naturally be by bomb
Contact
site,
with enemy.
and will give you the option
Enemy in
to
sight.
rush by B stairs. So what you could do is early game rush directly here, and then camp by this corner. So if enemies are
Enemy contact.
unsuspecting and they want to rush directly into B, they might be caught off guard by you just by waiting here. So what you're gonna do here is, yeah, this is for offense, by the way, guys. So what you're gonna do here is, instead of ADSing like this and waiting for them to come around the corner, what you're gonna do is you're gonna hip fire. Hip fire is super reliable. So you're gonna hip fire first, and then you're gonna ADS. So let's say there's an enemy rushing around this corner. If they see you ADS like this, your dot's gonna be seen, and they're not gonna rush up anymore. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hip fire and then track them with the hip fire tracking. Just because you're hip firing doesn't mean you're gonna spam hip fire like this. When you're hip firing, still maintain the crosshair placement. So
Target in sight.
hip fire, ADS. Hip fire, ADS. So that's how you practice it. So let's say they're going around this corner, hip fire, and then they're definitely gonna either rush directly up here to avoid you, or they're going to try and just go on with a straight up gunfight with you. Since you're hip firing, you naturally have the advantage of ADS speed, because you don't need to aim down your sight and just spray the enemy. So you're gonna hip fire and then ADS. Hip fire and then ADS. So that's another tip. So that's how you rush B.
Frag out.
Talk about crosshair placement? Yeah, I'll talk about that. So yeah, first is you have to identify your three. One is you shouldn't repeat. You should not repeat the same angle again and again and again. So the first one, you can either
Enemy in sight.
you can either plant the bomb and then just camp inside bus, wait for
Enemy
anyone
contact.
to defuse. Spot number 2 would be right here, head glitched, waiting for anyone to rush. Spot number 3 would be right here. Spot number 4 would be right here. So if you have good headset, you can go all the way here, and then just aim. So what you're gonna do here is you're not gonna aim at this wall, okay? Keep your crosshair at the window. So if you're aiming here, so that if anyone rushes from outside the market, you can just ADS already and win your gunfight. Most
Changing
likely.
mag.
So like this.
Tied for the lead.
Okay.
We've taken the lead.
So next is, what's your other option? So you have 1 bus, 2 here, 3 down there, 4 on lower left side B, and then the
Lost
fifth one.
lead.
The fifth one would be all the way by corner building. So let's take out the
Tied
guys
for the
first.
lead.
So the corner building, there's a few strategies you could do. So if your enemy is a hyper aggressive enemy that always rushes into corner building, you can head glitch here for a few and wait for them to rush you. Or if you want to catch them off guard, do not repeat this again and again. You can do this like one time every game, because if you do this more than twice, the enemy's gonna check their corners properly the second time around. So you can just wait here. So your crosshair placement, keep it here. Like I said, hip fire, ADS, hip fire, ADS. Do not just ADS waiting for someone to go around this corner. So you're gonna hip fire anyone here, and then ADS. Then do the same if they're gonna rush up here. You're gonna hip fire, ADS. Hip fire, ADS. So that's how you do it.
Reloading. Cover me.
But that's only for short corners, where it's like, it's gonna be like right up in their face. Like the enemy's gonna be directly
Enemy
face
in
to face
sight.
to you in point blank range. That's the only time you're gonna hip fire. You're not gonna hip fire someone from that range, from this range. You're not gonna hip fire this.
Failing
Only
this
when they're
mission.
like, right, like let's say this range. Yeah, like that range. That's the only time you're gonna hip fire. As soon as they go over like 3
Enemy in
meters,
sight.
that's when you ADS. So let's say,
Contact
oh,
with
he's over 3
enemy.
meters. Try to ADS. And then next would be how to attack. Now, attacking is a lot. I mean, defending is a lot harder for SMG players. So, what you're gonna do is first you're gonna smoke. You'll need to smoke. You need a smoke. You're not going to win gunfights unless you have a smoke. So there's two options. If you're a hyper aggressive SMG player, you can go directly into the corner over here,
Enemy contact.
jump through the window, slide, and then ADS right here. So you're gonna, like I said, before peeking a corner, you're not gonna ADS after you peek the corner. You go during you peek the corner, or before you peek the corner. So before, ADS. Wrong.
Contact with
Right.
enemy.
So you got the peeker's advantage, and you also have the ADS advantage. So next is, yeah, this is the first route. Then as soon as you get here, you're gonna head glitch, take out people crossing, and then you're gonna back away. You're not gonna rush deep into their base and like go all the way to market. No, that's a bad idea. You're probably gonna die to a sniper or to a AR LMG player before you even reach market. So you head glitch around this bomb area and where a
Targets
side
in
bomb would
sight.
normally be, and then once you get 1 or 2 kills, you can back away and then stay in building. So when you're in building, a common mistake people do is peek here. This is a horrible idea. Not only is Crossfire a sniper prone map, but it's also prone to LMG players. So what you can do is you back away. Once you back away and stay in a building, you're gonna stay by this ledge and wait for them to rush you. If no one rushes you, you can rotate all the way back to base and then go all the way back to B side and play for peek and guard bomb in B side already. There we go.
Enemy in sight.
So those are your routes for attacking side. So let's talk about defending side. Defending side, you're gonna need a smoke. You'll always need a smoke. Because if you're an SMG main and you're in Crossfire, that's the only way you're gonna be very efficient. So smoke around here. So the routes you're gonna take is first, you're gonna enter by a shop. As soon as you enter shop, already pull out your smoke and toss it out already. Like, do not toss it while you're already in the open. Toss it before you're very visible. So you toss it like you toss it around this area already. And then as soon as you toss it, the first route you can take is either go directly here, directly into the right side of bus, and then clear anyone backside and go directly clear inside B and such. So that's one route.
Enemy in
The
sight.
second route you can take is on the left side. This is a bit more risky but very effective when you get a backstab. But you have to be very careful of the corner building. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna smoke this area over here, rush, and then clear everyone from backstab. So you don't go directly into B. You go all the way from the back over here or over here. And then once you clear this area, you're gonna go for a full-on backstab into B side. So do not go in here because this is a very predictable and also a very tight corner where an enemy expects you to come from. So you come from this area right here. Then you can also have a head glitch here in case there's more than one enemy. Okay, next is how do you rush corner building? So corner building is insanely difficult for SMG players. So I would highly avoid it. But if you are a very confident SMG player, what you can do is you can rush directly into this window over here. So you go from base to window, and then you rush, you smoke over here. So you smoke, as soon as you smoke, you enter this small room. So you're gonna pre-aim this, because there's normally one player head glitch here. So what you're gonna do is, you're gonna run through the smoke over here, ADS, take out any player here, and then you can either go for a full-on backstab, clear backside, and then go clear corner building, and then you can also go, or you can also go directly from, let's say you clear this building already, you can go directly into this backstab, and then play for a long rotate, and then go for an unexpected peek from behind, and take out an unexpected enemies. Alright, that should like teach you guys how to basically do Crossfire. There's a lot of routes. You gotta identify those routes. You gotta find those head glitches, the small areas that an SMG would um, win more, have a higher chance in winning that gunfight. Sniper tips next stream. Yeah, I might do. I might make this like a habit of at random times I will be doing rotations for SMGs, snipers. Because for SMGs, I already showed you guys the basic tips. Yeah, the how to pre-aim, pre-fire, strafe, and how to practice your aim. So that's all covered. And then the next thing you're gonna have to memorize is the rotations. So rotations is insanely difficult to memorize if you're just a casual player not trying to be all pro and anything. So what if you're just a casual player that wants to enjoy rank, have a higher chance of winning those rushing in SMG? Just identify at least one route, at least no, at least two routes, so that you can just go back and forth between those two routes. Don't you use assault rifles? Yes, I do use assault rifles. I also do because I'm a flex main. I used to, but when I was a substitute at a team, being a sub doesn't mean you're the worst player. It also means you're one of the best, because you're gonna have to be able to substitute a sniper, an LMG, an SMG, and an AR, or a shotgun player even. Let's say your team lost a sniper because he's sick. So what's gonna happen? There's gonna be an SMG substitute and mess up all your strategies. That's why a substitute is one of the most important players. You need to be able to fill in any space that's left open. Hello, John Can't Snipe. Hello, Stealth Sensitivity. Sure, I'll show you. So yeah, those are the basics of the SMG. So you already have the basics. You already have the rotation for the hard maps. Crash, Crossfire. Standoff is a very given map. There's already like 3 very open routes that you can take. It's pretty much everyone gets it right already. Everyone gets a gist. Just don't run in the open areas in standoff. I don't do tourneys. I'm underage. It doesn't matter. Minor tournaments actually. If you want to join tournaments, minor tournaments that have like a small cash prize or no prize at all. If you just want to try the competitive scene, it's all free for minors. If you're over 18, that's when you're gonna be able to strive for your goal for majors and such. Did you adjust your sensitivity? What did you do? Yes, I did. So for sensitivity, I followed Kaimaru's steps. So for the standard sensitivity plus 19, ADS sensitivity for the camera plus 19, sniper sensitivity plus 12, and then for the firing sensitivity plus 19 on the standard as well, and then plus 17 for the ADS sensitivity, and plus 12 for the sniper scope sensitivity. That's how I fixed it, or at least how Kaimaru said it would work. For me, I didn't notice like a change. I think it's back to normal. So yeah. Zeke is OP forever. Anyway, so yeah, that's how to do SMG. Just like a short stream, like just a short explanation. I might just keep this open so that you guys can come back to it and yeah. Yo, Zeke, your blood hit effect has less blood, while mine has more blood, but I can play on low graphics. I'm on low graphics as well. I think it's just effects and everything else. I play 6-finger gyro and I'm a sniper main. I know you play 5-finger gyro on tips for sniper. So for tips for sniper, use the gyro only for minor adjustments. So you're gonna have to either have very low gyro and focus more on your finger swipes rather than the gyro itself, because I just use the gyro for very minor adjustments. So let's say my gyro sensitivity for the sniper ADS is only 25, therefore it just a small, let's say I see the enemies a little bit to my right, I can, instead of going for that small swipe with my thumb, I can just use the gyro to correct it. What about gyro sensitivity? What I did was I started from 100, made my way to 150 if I wasn't comfortable yet, then made my way to 200, 250, 300. That's how you do it. And then for the ADS sensitivity, or like for the sniper at least, I would suggest very low gyro for sniper. If you're going to high gyro with sniper, it's impossible to control. So you can do what I did on phone, at least when I'm gyroed on phone. What I did was 150 for the standard, and then I did 100 for ADS sensitivity. This is the ADS sensitivities for the SMGs and stuff, the non-sniper weapons. And then the sniper scope I only did 25. It's just for very minor adjustments. So that's how you use gyro with multiple fingers as well. So yeah, Zeke is I'm not gonna answer that. My sniper gyro sense is only 10. Yeah, that doesn't matter. It's just for minor adjustments at the end of the day. No recoil. Yeah, try the QQ9 loadout that I gave. We used this before when QQ9 was meta. Uh, we fought against the pro team, uh, a few pro teams, and we nuked them with this loadout. So yeah, this is a very crucial loadout for me. It wouldn't be a bad idea for a test. When to aim with gyro and when to fingers. So fingers is for just so there's a lot because there's the high gyro players so that completely rely on gyro, which I cannot give tips about because I do not know how to full gyro player like Crush and such, where with 300 or 200 plus gyro, very difficult to control. What I do is low gyro. So what happens is I use my fingers to swipe left, aim right, and such. So for the let's say for the non-ADS portion of the game, I will be using my fingers, and as soon as I'm ADS, I use my fingers still, but just for the, let's say the enemy's a bit to my right, that's when I use my gyro, just for slight adjustments. On phone or iPad, when I'm in scrims or tournaments, I'm always on phone. I do not use iPad in tournaments. I've won a handful already. I just quit because it's too low winnings prize money for the amount of time and effort put into it. Can you do Havoc Sawmill map nade spots in Russia? Yeah, I will. I'll do one for every map. Any underdog weapons you see in the New Balance? Underdog. No, not really. I mean, it's all pretty out there. That which ones are the viable ones? I think the stream crashed again because YouTube's a weirdo. How do I improve my accuracy when strafing? So, in the general sense, so what you're gonna do if strafing, let's say for example, let's practice in training mode. Ace Val is good for rushing. Ace Val is more of a mid-range weapon, so not really rushing. If you're the type of player that's passive aggressive, where you move from one head glitch to another but do not get into point blank range, yeah, Ace Val is good. So how to strafe properly? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna practice like this first. So what you're gonna do is your right finger or whatever you use to aim, you start slow. So right, left. So they move in opposite directions. Okay. So if your left finger is going left, your right finger is going right. So left is going left, right is going right. Right is going left, left is going right. So just tracking like this. So once you get used to it slowly, you can start doing fast strafing. So fast strafing would look something like this. So the QQ9 doesn't have that big of a strafing speed. It's pretty slow, but even that small difference makes a lot. Makes it so much more reliable. So do this. Just practice this. Continuously practice this. While you're strafing, try to aim for the number 10. So you're gonna recoil control while strafing. Anyways, yeah. Hold on. So you playing anymore? I got late. I'm teaching, not playing currently. Is the red or Seraph skin bug fixed? Yeah, it's fixed already. So the skirt doesn't show the butt anymore. Do you prefer realistic scope? No, I do not. After like testing it a bit, I feel so much more consistent with the non-realistic scope. I guess I'm just not used to it after getting used to the animation for so long. But yeah, I think it's a personal preference. The hair is broken. Is it? I believe they fixed it already. Stream crash. You can just refresh the stream. It's a bug in YouTube. That's what I hate about YouTube sometimes. Did the Sensi change in the update? Yes. Yes, it did. I already showed you guys how to fix the sensitivity. You can just go either watch Kaimaru's video or replay the stream to where I discussed how to fix it. Oh, you mean the hair where like it gets left behind? Yeah, it's a YouTube problem. I don't know what's up with YouTube. What is the difference in the realistic scope and the normal scope? I made a video about it already. You can just rewatch it in my main channel, like to show the comparison. But in general, it just feels weird. It's not really much of a difference. Still the same animation, still the same ADS time. The only difference is you can see like a little bit of the scope when you're scoping in, and it feels weird, just for me at least. And there's also a laser. You can see the laser clearer. What gyro sense you recommend to reach to? I'm using low gyro, so I don't know about high gyro yet. Do you have a legendary operator? No, I don't. I think there was only one legendary operator and I didn't get it. Did you already cover standoff rushing routes? Yeah, you can just replay the stream and the... Oh wait, standoff? I did crossfire and crash, not standoff. Sure, I'll show you standoff. Hold on, give me a second. I'll do standoff and then I'll yeet. I'll go already. It's getting late. So I'll just do standoff and then we're done for the day. That's gonna cover the entire SMG tips and tricks. When was the last time you ran into a hacker? I think my last stream I did. Not today, but yesterday. Dolphin jump is easy, just slide one direction and jump in the opposite. Yeah, it's easy, but it's the crosshair placement plus the dolphin jump that makes it difficult. Plus the nerf of the jumping. Like as soon as you hit now, like as soon as you hit the ground with the jumping, it slows you down slightly now. So it's dolphin jumping is really difficult. Are you done with dinner? Yes, I did.
Team deathmatch.
I saw one last season, NA45 through the walls. Yeah, that's very common. Didn't even notice that this isn't your main account. No, this is not my main account. This is my second account. Anyway, so rush routes. So for defending, so of course SMGs have to be in close range areas. So the first route would be rushing into yellow, and then
Enemy in sight.
you can go directly into first floor yellow. Like I said, pre-aim before you peek. Pre-aim.
Contact with enemy.
And then as soon as you get to the window,
Get
you don't challenge the people at window. Because if you challenge the people at window, it's most likely going to be a Holger or a very risky long-range gunfight. So what you're going to do, as soon as you hit second floor, you go back down and you rotate to a... Instead of rushing out here in the open, you go rotate into the factory. You don't go jumping from second floor. This is too risky. What you should be doing is going all the way to the backstab over here, and then head glitch by haystack. Check if anyone's going to be by inside 2F bakery. Check here. And then you're going to start to rotate, clear the backside of bakery. I mean backside of boxes. And then once you clear boxes, you can go clear statue. You can also clear inside A now, and then probably just plant with your team. The bot is better than me. Anyways, so the next one is if you're a passive SMG, you're not the type that likes to rush. You can rush directly into this this area, and then head glitch by tractor. Now, why tractor and why not in here? So if you're gonna go in here, you're going to want to be on this angle right here by the side of trash can. If you go here, the enemies are gonna have their crosshair placed perfectly right here, or if you're over here, this is an overly expected angle as well. So out of the 4 angles in this corners, this is the least likely that an enemy is going to check first. So they're usually gonna check this one first, this one second, and then third is just like right here and here. So if you're gonna camp, do it right here by this trap. Then you're gonna hip fire ADS. Like I said, if they're point blank range, like this is point blank range right here. So you're going to
Recon friendly shock RC.
yeah, like that. See, you're gonna hip fire first, hip fire and then ADS, hip fire and then ADS. So if you're in point blank range, just hip fire ADS always. And then yeah, so this is just your camping route. And then after you take 1 or 2 kills, back away instantly. You can either head glitch right here first few seconds and check mid and check back here, or you can head glitch by tractor and just wait for enemies to rush you. Do not jump up here because this is LMG, AR, sniper area, because this is more for the long range weapons. So you should be down here waiting for enemies to either rush you from haystack, rush you from side of A. So yeah, an SMG should be around only here and also right here. So that's your rush route. I mean your camping route. And then best opacity. Best opacity for layouts. So for the start, if you're not used to your layout yet, you're still new layout, you could always start with let's say 50. You can start at 50, and then once you start getting used to it, you can cut it down to 25, and then eventually 0. You should always have it 0 because it blocks your vision from the left, right, top, bottom. So you should lower your opacity to as low as possible. Can you do rush routes for raid? Yeah, I can. Oh, he gave me a thumbs up in pub match. Let's see. Raid. Where's raid? So raid's a really interesting map. There's actually, I don't know if I should teach this because it's very basic and it's very straightforward. There's a lot of rush routes that you can take, and there's almost no going wrong unless like you go directly from pool area. Okay, so I'll do it just to be extra clear. What's viable? Viable means reliable. Synonym is a reliable. So like it's usable. You can count on it in simple English. DOQ holiday kind of trash now. Yeah, I kind of hate it as well. It feels like a little weird with the ADSing animation. Raid, firing range, and standoff. I've already done standoff. I've done crossfire. I've done crash. The 3 hardest maps for an SMG player. So we're gonna raid is really easy. There's just 2 things that you should avoid, and I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. Can't understand school history chapter, but I understood this very well. Yeah, and I know what you mean. It's because you're interested in it. If you're trying to learn something you're not interested in, it's going to be very difficult for you to be attentive and apply it in daily basis. But if you like what you're doing, you're gonna learn pretty fast. Sorry I'm late, Professor Zeke. Teammates don't listen to instructions. Okay, if you're solo ranking, first thing you have to do not rely on your teammates. Think of it as always a 1v5 situation. Okay, so here's the things that I will teach you as an SMG player. As long as you do anything but this, you're doing it right. First, going into bedroom. Why? You're an SMG player. You should not be in bedroom, 2nd floor. You should just head glitch here in 1st floor. Do not do that. Second is going here by box. Why? You're not a long range player. Like sure you can take out a player at that range, but if they have a Holger, you're screwed. So do not push by pool area. If you're an SMG player, stick to this wall, stick to watching mid, and stick to here. Then you can just rush into kitchen and so on, rather than rushing in pool where it's completely out of your range of where you should be. Can't outgun a sniper, exactly what I mean. This is super common for snipers to aim at from those angles. So if you're an SMG player and you're standing here, why? Okay, so yeah, like I said, do not go on the right side of pool. Stick to the left side of pool. So left side would be right here. Then go to kitchen. You can go inside kitchen or you can go by big window. And then you can just head glitch here. And then you can rush into kitchen area. And then wait for them to push you. And like I said, pre-fire pre-firing super crucial. If I stop pre-firing there at that moment, he would have gotten an advantage on me. So keeping in mind that QQ9 has a lot of ammo,
Close. Fight
so
hard.
it's pretty good for pre-firing like this much.
We lost the lead.
Yeah, Type 25 at that range though. Yeah, Type 25 would always win at mid-range. So know your ranges, know which gunfights to take and stuff. People in pump match is sweaty, yeah, basically.
We tied for the lead.
So yeah, stick to the left side if you're going to rush A.
Lost the lead.
So next is B. So if you whether it's attacking or defending, do not go by right side door. Stick to the left side.
Heads up. Enemy UAV spotted.
So next is for B side. Your rush routes
Lost the
can
lead.
either be directly from here and then rush to head glitch in van, and then head glitch by
Shock RC incoming.
inner circle. So a common mistake that they would do is play for far head glitches. Like let's say this. This is dumb. Why would you be here as an SMG player? If you're going to be an SMG player, go up close. So this is still too far. This is like AR range where an AR would easily laser you. So what you should do is be in this general range, like from this point up to this point. You can even go rush up all the way to this point. Because of course you're an SMG player, you should be
Enemy contact.
keeping in close range
Enemy in
quarters.
sight. Targets in sight. Enemy in sight.
Okay, let's kill this guy. Yeah, so aside from those, you can actually go rush mid. You can rush left side pool, anywhere else in B side. Just avoid those like two things that I told you, like head glitching from far away, staying in bedroom second floor, or yeah, even staying here in bottom floor unless there's an SMG, unless there's a player rushing from mid stairs like that, like a player rushing from mid stairs. That's the only time I would suggest head glitching here.
Targets in sight.
And then yeah, if not, don't head glitch there. That's a range weapon. That's for a range weapon head glitch. So keep on a continuous rush.
Priority tasking failure. Return to base.
Yeah, like close to mid-range for SMG, I totally agree. Yeah, that's the purpose of an SMG, to dominate in those ranges. Why would you contest a gun that's meant to laser at long ranges, like snipers, LMGs, ARs? Those will destroy you. So do not challenge at those ranges unless absolutely necessary and you have the head glitch and they're out in the open. That's the only time I would say go ahead, do it. Gunsmith for QQ9 with red dot right here. Okay, so here's the red dot class I use. Really fast ADS, really good ADS bullet spread, and it's overall just a really good versatile build. And then you can switch out if you're not a red dot player, switch out the red dot for classic tactical laser. Super viable, super good. Yeah, and that's basically how to use an SMG. I'll save this stream. You know what? I won't even remove it from the main flow. I'll leave it there just so you guys can rewatch it on your own time. If you're having struggles with your QQ9 or your SMG in general, just rewatch the stream just to get a recap of what you're doing wrong. And my biggest advice for you guys is to identify what you did wrong. Normally what I see people is that they blame either their teammates or themselves. Instead of like analyzing what went wrong, they're pissed. That's what people do so much. Like, let's say I rushed into crash first floor. Oh my god, why was nobody with me? Wrong. Oh my god, why did I rush there? That's your fault. You should know your routes. Know which routes would be too risky for you to take. Yeah, don't tilt. Tilting yourself is useless. You're just degrading all your progress. Instead, identify what you did wrong. Let's say I rushed into crash first floor building in the round 1. My mistake was expecting that the enemies would rush in A late. Okay, so what should I do the next round? I should not rush A. I should go from mid, or smoke B and go all the way from B. So yeah, and then a second mentality is keeping in mind that if you're gonna be playing solo or duo or trio, you cannot rely on anyone. The moment you rely on someone to guard your back and they die, it will be an easy angle for the enemy to take you out as well. So really really focus on the fact that you are all by yourself. And that's my mindset. That's why I clutch a lot of times in streams. You guys have seen me play rank, and I clutch a lot. The reason for that is I always think of myself as the last player remaining. So if my teammates kill everyone, that's great. But if they don't kill anyone, I don't care because I'm already used to it. Some tips for improving aim, please. Yeah, like I said, if you're improving aim, it depends on your weapon. But in the general perspective, if you really want to improve your aim, first identify the proper movements and timing. Like I said, pre-aiming before you peek instead of after you peek. It goes with every gun. You slide cancel before you peek corners with the sniper, with the chopper and such. Yeah. So that's just basically it. So just trial and trial. And like I said, do not tilt. Identify what you did wrong and learn from it. If you did something wrong 100 times, then that just means you're not learning. You're just allowing yourself to repeat the same mistakes. So yeah, crosshair placement, movement, slide peek, slide jump peek. Yeah, we'll discuss that in another time. But yeah, crosshair placement super crucial, super crucial. If you do not have point accuracy crosshair placement by now, you should be starting to at least improve it by identifying or practicing normal flicks from one location to the next. Tips on sniping, I'll do that another stream. For this stream, it's just SMG. Advanced movement is also important. For SMG, it's more of aim rather than movement. Aim, it's very simple movement is all you need. Sniper, it's also the same. It's actually the same for all guns. Movement is just crucial when you're in the open, zigzagging. That's the only time. You ADS while sliding? Yes, I do. As soon as I press the slide button, I press the ADS. For SG also, I'll discuss everything as like I'm not gonna do this daily because it's too tiring and I have a hectic schedule. But I'll be doing this every now and then where I teach a certain category. So SMG today, maybe next week in the weekends I can teach how to snipe in respawns, snipe in certain S&D maps and such. Yeah, slide cancel, very important. Alright, so I'm gonna end the stream there. You guys can just rewatch it to identify stuff that you're doing wrong that you should be doing right. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next stream. Goodbye, guys. I hope you learned something new. And I'll see you guys in the next one.